and today I'm doing another Pinch of Nom slow cooker recipe. So we are going to be making chocolate orange breakfast bars. So let's have a look and see what we do. Okay, so the first ingredients we have is 50 grams of reduced fat spread and 75 grams of orange marmalade. Now I managed to get a reduced sugar one, so there we go. And we need to put these in the microwave for a few seconds at a time until they are both melted. Okay, so I didn't realise that it says put them in together, so I'll put them in the same bowl and we're just going to mix these together. And then we're going to add the juice of one orange into the mix. And then we're going to beat in one large egg. Okay, once that's done, we're going to put that to the side. Okay then, into a large bowl, we are going to add 250 grams of rolled oats. So here in the UK, that's just porridge oats. All porridge oats are rolled oats. I've got the jumbo ones for some reason, but there we go. So you can make this gluten-free as well if you want to get gluten-free oats, because not all oats are gluten-free. So put that in the bowl. And then we're going to add 2 to 3 tablespoons of granulated sweetener, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Again, if you're doing gluten-free, check that that's gluten-free. And then the zest of the orange that we juiced. And 25 grams of pumpkin seeds, 50 grams of flaked almonds, and 50 grams of dark chocolate chips. Okay, and then we're just going to mix this all together so that everything's distributed evenly. We're going to make a well in the middle. And we're going to pour in this marmalade butter mix. And then we're just going to stir this all together. Okay, so just make sure all of the dry ingredients are now combined into the wet. And that's all we need to do. So we're going to bring in the slow cooker. And we're going to need 2 pieces of parchment paper that are bigger than the base, so that it goes up the sides. We've got nothing to stick this down, so I'll screw it up. and flatten it out. Like I say, we're doing a double layer. Okay, so I've flattened it out as much as I can. I think I've done it a little bit too big. Let's get rid of some of this. Just to make sure the lid goes on properly. And then we're going to pour our mix into the slow cooker. Okay, so their recipes say they use a 3.5 litre slow cooker. That's what I've got, but it always seems to be way too much. So I'm going to push this down, get it flat on the top, get it to the edges. I think we're going to have to be clever on how we cut this. Okay. And then we go with a tea towel over the top to absorb all the steam, and then the lid. And then to start with, we're going to go on high for 1 hour. Okay, so I've had to move my slow cooker, but it's been on for 1 hour. And now what we're going to do is to turn the pot in case there are any hot spots on your slow cooker. So you don't take the lid off, keep everything on, be careful because it will be hot now. But we're going to lift just the pot up out of the slow cooker, turn it round the other way and put it back in. And that is it. So now we're going to leave it on again for another 30 to 45 minutes, and then we'll have a look and see what we got. Okay, so I left this on for another 45 minutes. I can really smell it now. Well, let's take the lid off and see what's going on. Okay, so it has started to go brown. I can feel that it is firm. So what I'm going to do is I'll turn the slow cooker off, and I'm going to leave this in the slow cooker without the lid on for half an hour before we take it out. Okay, so it's been cooling for half an hour, so we're going to get this onto a wire rack to finish cooling. So I'm going to try and get it off the paper as well. Okay, so it is still very warm, but we'll just leave it there, let it cool down. I don't know how long it'll be, but then we'll be able to cut it and give it a try. Okay, so we are completely cooled down now, so I'm going to try and cut this up. It's not very even, I didn't get it spread out very evenly, but we'll still go with it. Again, like I think they use a bigger slow cooker than what I've got, or at least the bottom is bigger than mine, because this looks pretty thick, to be fair. But we're going to cut it up, so we cut it into 12 pieces, so let's give this a go. Okay, so that's into 12 pieces. It is crumbling away. Let's get one of the middle ones. Yeah, it's quite crumbly. I thought it would be thicker, more crispy. It's quite soft, but I think that it should have been thinner, and then it might have come together more into a bar, but it's falling apart. But we'll give it a try anyway. Maybe again it's one that I need to do less of the mixture to make it thinner. But let's give it a try. Okay, here we go. It's quite chewy. The flavours are really nice. It's not overpowering with the orange, but you can definitely taste a hint of orange, a bit of chocolate, and everything else all comes together really nicely. Again, I think that there's just too much in there, so I think I'm going to have to look at these slow cooker recipes and maybe think about the actual base size of the slow cooker to what they want to be done. But apart from that, the flavour and everything like that, really nice. I think it should just be a little bit more crispy. But there we go. I've tried it, and that's what happened. So that's it from me. Keep experimenting, have fun, and I'll see you next time. Bye!